nothing excites the music industry more than the discovery of a rare and unpolished gem. Tevin Campbell represented such a find. Almost overnight, he moved from singing in his church's junior choir to Hollywood after being discovered at the age of 12. Over the next several years, his star would continue to rise as he pumped out hit after hit. Then it all stopped. He wouldn't put out any more new music or even make any public appearances for many years, leaving fans to wonder what happened. Tevin Campbell was born in Waxahachie, Texas, the second of 3 children, on November 12, 1976. His father left the family, including his older sister and younger brother, shortly after the birth of his brother. Tevin, a toddler at the time, wouldn't see his father again until he was in his teens. Years later, he would say the meeting was more a matter of curiosity than an effort at bonding. It was his mother's love of music that sparked Tevin's interest in the art. He told Ebony magazine in 1994, "I've been singing since I was 3. I sang gospel. You see, my mother grew up on Aretha Franklin. She used to sing her songs in talent shows. The first album she gave me was Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace when I was 5. Like his mother, Tevin also participated in talent shows. His big break, however, would come through jazz flute player and singer Bobby Humphrey. Her brother and my mother were good friends in school. Her brother heard me singing in the house and said, "Boy, you can sing." So he called her up in New York and she heard me singing over the phone. She flew me up to New York and videotaped me singing at the club Sweetwater's. That tape wound up in the hands of Warner Records executive Benny Medina in Los Angeles. After hearing it, Benny immediately flew to Texas to sign Tevin. The family then relocated to LA and his mother took on the role of manager. Benny then sought out legendary producer Quincy Jones to work with Tevin. In 1989, Tevin made his debut on Quincy's single Tomorrow, A Better You, Better Me, which reached #1 on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Singles Chart. The song was the lead single from Quincy's ensemble album, Back on the Block, which won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year. A few months later, Tevin got a call from one of the biggest recording artists ever asking him for a favor. Prince called and he said, "Can I speak to Tevin?" And I said, "This is Tevin. Who is this?" When he said, "This is Prince," I put the phone down. For a second, I was like, oh no. He asked if I could come to Minneapolis and do the number Round and Round for the soundtrack on his movie Graffiti Bridge. I was like, of course. I was only 12 then. The song became Tevin's first solo hit, climbing all the way to #3 on the R&B chart and #12 on the Hot 100. It also earned him a Grammy Award nomination for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. Tevin's star power then crossed over onto the small screen when he made a guest appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, playing fictional teen idol Lil T, a celebrity crush and date of Ashley's in the first season episode, Just Infatuation. Fun fact, Tevin and Tatiana Ali, the actress who played Ashley on Fresh Prince, already knew each other before Tevin's appearance on the show. They both had previously starred in the 1989 TV movie called Wally and the Valentines. Tevin's self-titled debut album dropped in November 1991. It features the R&B hit singles Just Ask Me To, Alone With You, Goodbye, and the #1 R&B and top 5 pop hit, Tell Me What You Want Me to Do. The album went platinum and earned Tevin another Grammy Award nomination for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. One downside of being signed so young, though, was that Tevin's voice hadn't dropped when he was recording the songs that needed to be hits for him to maintain a career. In 1994, he called the experience of recording his debut horrible, telling Vibe, "I didn't have much of a relationship with the songs and my voice was changing. I didn't have any control over it. I mean, one day it could be high and the next day it could be gone. And that's why we had to keep going back in and doing songs over." His second album, I'm Ready, was released in 1993. It yielded the Babyface penned singles, I'm Ready, which hit #9 on the Hot 100 and #2 on the R&B chart, Always in My Heart, which hit #20 and #6 respectively, and the album's biggest success, Can We Talk, which peaked at #9 on the Hot 100 and captured the top spot on the R&B chart. Can we talk? Fun fact, according to a book written by producer and record executive L.A. Reid, he wanted Usher to have Can We Talk. Babyface, though, insists that he wrote it specifically for Tevin, but even Usher himself confirmed that it did almost go to him. The album superseded the success of Tevin's debut, going double platinum. It was also nominated for 3 Grammy Awards: Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for Can We Talk, Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for I'm Ready, and Best R&B Album. Even though the 1994 Ebony magazine interview claimed that Hollywood insiders said he was known to throw tantrums, Tevin emphatically swore that none of his success caused his head to swell. "I'm still the person I was when I was 9. I just love singing. I was always taught to accept success humbly and thank God for my success and know that He is the only reason I received it. That's what Mother taught us." He went on to score another R&B hit as part of the supergroup Black Men United with the single You Will Know. The song's also featured on the soundtrack to the romantic drama film Jason's Lyric. Fun fact, in the music video for the song, Tevin is only seen singing by himself in a recording booth instead of with the ensemble. That happened as a result of him getting into it with another artist on the set and subsequently leaving. He said in his 2023 TV1 Uncensored episode that he doesn't even remember who the individual was. Tevin's third album, Back to the World, was released in 1996. In terms of sales, it was a disappointment compared to his first 2 albums, despite being certified gold. The first single and title track was only a moderate hit, and the other singles didn't even reach the Hot 100. According to Tevin, the main reason for the album's lackluster results was because of all the changes going on at the label. All of the people that were responsible for the success of his previous work left, and the concentration shifted from R&B to pop. 3 years later, Tevin released his 4th album, also self-titled like his debut. Only one single, Another Way, made any significant mark on the charts, making it into the R&B top 30. Just a few months later, Tevin had quite an embarrassing experience when he was arrested after soliciting a lewd act from an undercover police officer during a sting operation in Van Nuys, California. The sting operation was reportedly conducted in an area near an elementary school, where there had been numerous complaints from the public about cruising and solicitation. According to police reports, he was also in possession of a small amount of marijuana at the time of his arrest. After Tevin released his greatest hits album in 2001, he had no desire to make any more music and was very happy to get away from the business. Through 2004, he'd still not made a public appearance and kept a low profile. However, he did begin to appear in the Broadway musical Hairspray as the character Seaweed J. Stubbs. He ended up working with the production for the next several years. In 2014, it was officially announced that he was working on a new album and had signed to a new label. He released a new single titled Safer on the Ground via iTunes 2 years later. When asked about the new album he was working on in an interview with Jet Magazine website, he said, "The album probably won't be ready until late summer, but I am actually writing the rest of the project myself. I have some really personal things that I'm writing about. Most of the songs that I write have nothing to do with the stuff that I used to sing about, since I didn't write back then. I experienced a lot while I was away from the industry, from being on Broadway to learning more about myself. Those are really the things that I'm writing about. I'll be 40 this year, so Can We Talk is really not me anymore. Now I have the freedom to express myself through my music and write about my likes, my dislikes, and my passions. There's no greater feeling than being able to express myself." As of the making of this video, Tevin has yet to release a 5th album. Even though he came into the music business at a very young age, that fact didn't protect Tevin from having to deal with crazy rumors. In the last several years, though, he's made a point of squashing them himself. In 2018, he denied a long-standing rumor that Quincy Jones sexually assaulted him as a minor, calling the rumor disgusting. In a 2020 interview, singer-songwriter Jaguar Wright claimed that Tevin was once a sex worker in Los Angeles. Once he became aware of her allegations, he took to Twitter to address her claims about his past. In now deleted tweets, he accused Jaguar of defaming his character and threatened to take legal action against her. It's no coincidence that these 2 specific rumors about Tevin concern sex or sexuality. The subject is definitely what he's been questioned about the most, and he has spoken about his sexuality in the past. During an interview with former publication Sister to Sister, he said that he's trisexual, which is a way of saying he's open-minded. "I'm not gay, but there's a lot of different things that I do like sexually. Being in the business, you are introduced to a lot of different things. I'm not gay, but I'm a freak, and I think a lot of people know what a freak is." He also told I Miss the Old School back in 2009 that his sexuality shouldn't be of concern to others. That's nobody's business. If someone is interested in me and they want to be my friend or whatever, then we can talk. It's nobody's business what I like to do behind closed doors, just because I'm a celebrity. I hate that. And I like the fact that people want to know. Let them wonder. I like to leave a little bit to the imagination. But if you happen to get to know me and we hit it off, I share a lot of personal things with friends, which is a normal thing to do. In March 2022, Tevin seemingly confirmed his sexuality on Twitter. He responded to a Twitter user who was talking about the sexuality of some well-known musicians. My mom keep telling me Luther Vandross, Teddy Pendergrass, and Tevin Campbell were gay, the fan wrote. Tevin responded with, Tevin is, adding the rainbow flag and sunglasses emojis, but later deleted his reply. Then, in an interview with People's People Everyday podcast that August, Tevin sat down for an in-depth interview, discussing his life and career and revealing for the first time what his personal experience has been as a gay man in the music industry. I didn't hide anything about me. I didn't try to act a certain way or anything. You just couldn't be gay back then. When I came out to my family and friends at about 19 or 20, that was it for me. And then I went on the road of discovering myself. I didn't know who I was. He credits much of his growth to the years he spent performing on Broadway. Being around people who were like me, LGBTQ+ people that were living normal lives and had partners. I had never seen that. That was a great time in my life. Tevin, who said he has new music in the works, emphasized that loving himself is his greatest accomplishment. What makes me happiest right now is how far I've come in life. You know, there are a lot of child stars that don't make it, but a lot of us do, and the fact that I've embraced me.